Ladies, gentlemen, and my non-binary pals, I present to you the second ever JaeAIK MS Paint competition. Many of the greatest MS painters have come together in order to present the most prestigious Fire Emblem MS Paint artwork. I'd like to take the time to thank each and every one of you for submitting the artwork. If your MS Paint art piece did not make it into the video, it is not because your art piece is bad, it was only cut due to the interest of the time for the video.
I want to quickly go over the rules so that everyone is on the same page. No words unless absolutely necessary. Please use mouse and keyboards, no drawing pads, although this was a little hard to facilitate. You can draw multiple characters, but they have to be in the background. Gotta be okay appearing in the video. And no one followed these rules, but it's what made it funny. The artwork will be judged based on two different criterias. Best drawn, like the one on the left, and funniest drawn, like the one on the right. And judging these pieces, I called in some of the Fire Emblem community's goats, plus my mod Lennople.
Wow.
Wow.
Way to throw him under the bus.
Damn, I'm the additional.
I thought it'd be funny if I did a little dig, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Starting things off, oh my god, what's that? We brought in the master of faster, the swiftest mistress, the lively fively, Speedy Hawk.
Pretty cool.
Hello everybody. Please hold your applause. Speedy Hawk here. I have a lot of experience with shitty drawings on my Scribblio series, so I think I'll be a good judge of technique and comedy.
Second, let's roll the dice on these gacha pulls because we got Big Baller KS with the K in the building.
Hi everybody, I'm Case for K. I use they them pronouns. I make video essays on the internet. So basically everything about me is mildly annoying, but I'm here to have fun.
Oh shit, you caught me cooking because I'm about to mix things up. Skirt, U-turn. I brought in the pancake man himself. No waffles allowed here. Bismix.
That's so perfect. Hey guys, it's me, Bismix. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know why I'm here. I don't think I'm gonna be a great judge, but you know what? It's good. We always gotta have the one that's like different from everyone else.
And finally, is that a pear? Is that a melon? No, it's both a lemon and an apple. It's famous VTuber Lennople.
Wow. Thank you for having me. Hey guys, you may remember me from that one time Jay hosted the Pokemon tournament. I also make art, and I'm currently planning on how to steal chameleons from Florida because they're free.
It's Klein.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is Klein.
Did it?
All right.
Yeah, that's fine, huh?
Oh, it's Kieran from Fire Emblem Heroes.
He's like,
Yeah, what-
that's good.
See, summoning him? What's going on here?
No, he's in my
Yeah.
look. He's looking at the screen, and he's touching the character, and the hearts come out.
Oh,
Yes.
What's in the
Yes.
background there? Is that like a tree branch?
It's
Oh,
like
no,
a
it's
pile.
bodies.
Yeah, it's a pile of dead bodies on fire.
Oh,
I thought
Oh.
it was like some kind of autumn tree.
Oh, never mind.
Completely unrelated to anything. That hand don't look right.
That hand looks good.
Which
What do
one?
you mean?
the thumb.
Kieran's hand.
The thumb looks a wee bit suspect, but you know what?
He's just got an extra large thumb to give you
Yeah,
an extra
there's nothing wrong
large
with
thumbs up. So I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 10 for good art, mostly because of the dead bodies. It's a nice touch, and I give it a 7 out of 10 for that thumb.
All right.
Very good thumb, very funny.
For funny, I give it like a 5 out of 10, and for like good art, I give it like a 7 out of 10. I mean, it was like identifiably clean, I guess.
Yeah, I think for good art, I'll give it like a 6 out of 10. Like KS was saying, like we could immediately identify it was Klein. I like the, I like the little like peace sign he's putting up, and then for the other category, I think I'd have to go with maybe a 5 out of 10. It's like, yeah, the thumb is funny.
All right, I'm gonna mimic everybody else. I think they did a great job considering this is with a mouse and keyboard. Hey, that looks great. That's
Yeah.
that's a 7 on technique for art.
Ooh.
In terms of comedy, I like the whole like he's giving a peace sign behind wreckage, like literally a catastrophe happening in the background. But I don't know what the hell is going on here, so I'm gonna say it's a 2 out of 10. Like, why is there a frame around him, and why is there a Klein in the background walking away? And like Kieran, I'm assuming Kieran's like he summoned him or something, but I don't get it. Maybe I'm just dumb.
And this was drawn by at Q Rashiki.
Thank you, Kirashiki.
Thank you.
And this is
Alright.
this is the MP6 chat Wartray.
So, yeah, you know, I give credit where credit's due. You know, just doing lines for the hair. You know, like really simple shortcut. I appreciate that. So, you know, I'll give this one like a 7. I'll give this one a 7. I appreciate it. I like this art. It speaks to me for a funny scale. I mean, it's just, you know, it's Bartray. He's just chilling in the sauna. I like the. Give it like maybe a 2.
Yeah, I got to agree. I think the technique's great. This is extremely well drawn for mouse and keyboard. All right, so like I want to give this a 9, but I'm not sure what else we're gonna see. It's like hard to go first, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm gonna go 8.5 because I think that's really well drawn.
8.5.
It's a very well drawn art piece for like MS Paint. I'm probably just gonna coincide with Speedy and give it like an 8.5 out of 10. And as for comedy, I'll give it like a 3. Like there is some comedy and like I guess compromising situations that some people find funny. It's not my sense of humor, but when viewing it like objectively mixed with my opinion, like I guess it's kind of funny.
You know, obviously, since this is drawn kind of as an artist fashion, I'm going to analyze it as an artist, as the local artist here. So I gotta say, line art proportions, they're all fairly good. However, the brush technique, the lining technique is a bit lacking in that like you have the cloth on his special parts a bit like it's very heavily lined in compared to everything else in comparison. And the steam is also just solid white, where they could have used one of the more like less solid brushes that MS Paint has to offer. So for there, I'm gonna have to deduct some points, and I'm gonna give it a 6 because it's still very solid fundamentally, but there are some few flaws that take away from it. The funny factor, I think I'm gonna give it a 2. Because you know, I get what they're trying to do. However, also, I get what they're trying to do.
All right, fair. I guess it just isn't our taste in comedy. But thank you, Mr. Full on Gray, or Miss Full on Gray, for the image.
Oh Jesus.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we got Arden, we got Arvis on the bottom.
Yeah. So.
No, what is he going? No, Deirdre. Like.
Yeah, he's going.
I think he's
a woman.
Yeah,
and
he's
then,
looking for a girlfriend on the beach, and then he shows up to the party.
Dude, you got everyone.
that's not a party.
What do you mean? There's fireworks going off.
Dude, it's the barbecue. It's the summer. It's the 4th of July. The barbecue of Valhalla.
It's
Yeah.
Firefest.
It's funny because my Arden is always single, so this is pretty cool.
I actually paired mine up with Sylvia. Don't regret it one bit.
Wow. Okay. Well, in terms of technique, listen, there's so much going on here. I gotta say, I think the last one was better drawn technically, but I respect how much they try to fit in, and they're telling a story. That's a 7.5 in terms of technique. In terms of hilarity, that's a 9 right there. I love I'm really weak to the no bitches meme, but just like Arden's face in the fourth panel is so funny. He's just like, oh my god, I'm gonna die a virgin.
I'm gonna die single.
So yeah, that's an 8.5.
Yeah, there is a story going on here. I wouldn't say like it's like like an epic or anything, you know, but it's a joke with a setup and a punchline, and it's a good punchline. And also, I'm not as weak to the Megamind memes as Speedy, but like being around Speedy for an extended period of time has given me like a really specific fondness for them. So I have to give this like a 9.5 out of 10 in terms of funniest. In terms of like technique, I'd probably go for 5. Like there's been a lot of work going into emulating the style of the memes that they use. I don't know if it's traced or not. I don't care. Either way, it's really well done and it's funny, and it gets like a 5.
I think that not only are the characters recognizable, the meme is recognizable, and also there's a very clear and distinct story arc that Arden goes through here, right? And on top of that, there's like really some nice detailing too, because if you see in like the kind of the second row panels when Arden shows up to the barbecue party, he sees that everyone else has paired up, and you can see it if you really look closely. You can see little love hearts between them, and to show that he's alone in life. And then he dies. And I think for that intense storytelling and being able to translate that into MS Paint form on top of the meme, that this is an 8 out of 10 in execution from me. I think this is absolutely hilarious, mostly because half the Fire Emblem people I hang out around make this joke like every so often, and by that I mean Veko. So I've been kind of programmed by him to laugh at this. I don't want to say this is the funniest thing that I'm going to see today, because we've only saw a couple things, but I have a feeling that this is going to be fairly up there. So I'm going to give it a 9.5.
I really like the art here, and I really like just like him like on the second panel, second row, just like giving him like attention to all the little characters. Like he didn't have to, like they didn't have to do that. But like they went ahead and did it anyway. Like you can see Azel, you can see, Lewin, Holland, all those, and I think that's just amazing. And it took a little bit for me, but like I kind of get the story now, and I think it's funny as hell. I just love Arden's expression. Oh no, like. So I think for execution, I don't know. And he did like the beach and everything, the background. I love the sun with the shades. I got to give it an 8.5 for execution, and for funny, I got to give it a 9. Like, I mean, normally the memes like they don't get to me, but like I just was not ready to see a Megamind meme today, especially with Arvis. No bitches. Like I wasn't ready for that. It pulled the carpet from underneath. I love this.
Yeah, this one was drawn by Still Need Fodala. My favorite thing is that they hid the pursuit ring in the sand in the first image.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
Yeah, so it's just
Yeah.
there were a lot of small details. Yeah,
Brilliant.
This is
Oh my
great.
God.
Shout outs to this guy.
Well done.
All right. I gotta say, I love how Barf looks here. I love my dude Bed Bath and Beyond. He looks great. I'm really fond of how Gwendolyn is like built like a Crash Bandicoot character. The like Roblox ass faces on display here. Also, really good use of color. I mean, there are a lot of colors on the screen, which means you're using them, so that's good. Therefore, it's a good use of color, right? In terms of funny, I'll give this like a 7 because the composition kind of reminds me of the Among Drip picture that was like really funny like a year ago. In terms of technique, I'll give it like a 5. Barf is drawn really well. The other two not so much.
First off, I want to say, excellent work on the armor. Whoever this is.
Yeah.
Armor is hard to draw regardless of what program you're using, and the fact that it's drawn so well on Bath here is really a testament to this person's skill. And I also like the kind of artistic liberty they've given the other characters here. I feel like they've been given a new sort of personality. However, we're still able to relate them back to their original design. And for all of that combined, I really feel like this is a solid 6 in execution for me. And for the funny, I don't know if there is a joke here. I can't see anything, but just because Gwendolyn looks really wonky, I'm gonna give this a 3 in funny.
I really like the detail given to Barth here. I love just like the little things. The armor looks really good. I like the gold trim. As for the other two, I would have liked maybe to see a little more detail for the other two, but I guess like for the composition, I kind of get it. I like how for Wendy or Gwendolyn, she has like her like heals from heroes for some reason. Like, I think that's great. I would have maybe liked to see a little more detail from the other two. So, yeah, I'll probably have to give this like a 5. As for funny, yeah, I don't know. Like, it's not really. I just think it's really good. I think it's good. It's not really funny for me. I'd maybe give it like a maybe 3. Yeah.
All right. Technique, I'm just going to bang it off right now. That's a 7. I think this is pretty well drawn with a mouse and keyboard. Clearly, they spent way more time on Barth, which I think was a big mistake because, one, you have Borsgod, who was just a hilarious character in terms of design. And then, two, he or she or they nailed the crab Gwendolyn from Faye. That's the part that made me laugh so much. So if I'm allowed to score the funny factor off of the background, too, that's a 6 in terms of funny.
And this was drawn by Pantaloop. Hopefully I said the name correctly.
Cantaloupe.
Yeah,
Like
Pantalope.
antelope or cantaloupe.
Oh, true. Yeah, with a P.
Yeah, with a P.
Yeah. So thank you for your submission.
Yeah, okay, so for execution right off the bat, I really love like I mean, I'm not super knowledgeable about art, but I do like the shading, I do like the lines. I love the bags like they put under his eyes. I don't know what he's thinking of.
Clearly, you didn't beat the Sacred Stone's secret mission with post lore.
Clearly you didn't see the one reference hidden at one frame of the movie. And I love how Noel's just like, oh dude, because like Noel's basically always at his side, and Noel's just like, I love the background too. I love like having another character. Honestly, like for execution, I have to give this I give this a 9.5. I mean, Leon looks really good. I guess for funny, I don't know, it's not for me. I guess like 2 or maybe just give it a 2 for funny. I do like Noel in the background, like dude, not again. Execution is a 9.5 though. This looks amazing.
I'm going to be so bold to say this is a 10. I don't think it's going to get much better than this in terms of technique. But I'm always open to be surprised. Maybe I'll give it an 11, like next time, if someone beats it. But yeah, I think this is really extremely well drawn. I was kind of blown away by it. In terms of funny, are they like doing a meme that I'm not aware of?
I don't know either. I'm pretty much a boomer. I have to see it a lot on
Yeah.
Twitter to understand any form of a meme.
This is more beautiful than funny, so I'm going to give it a 3 in terms of funny.
Yeah, this is a 10 in terms of technique. I have such a weakness for like this form of like counter shading in art where like a really dark but saturated shade will come like before the lighting changes, and then there's like a less saturated shade behind it. It's just such a really good way of showing contrast and shade that I don't know the practicality of it, but I think it looks nice, and that's all that art really needs to do. In terms of funny, like, I mean, it's formatted like a joke, so I'm gonna assume there's like a joke here. I'm making assumptions on what it might be, but I'm not quite sure, and for that, like, I'm gonna give it like a 4 because I hate things I don't understand.
So I want to say first of all, whoever drew this, they have a very good understanding of how the MS Paint program works. Because otherwise, it's very hard to get something, especially with the shading like this. On that same note, the shading is very nicely done. Everything is very nicely done. I do think Leon's proportions are a bit weird, a bit wonky, but then again, it is still MS Paint, so it's not the easiest thing. My biggest criticism for this, in terms of execution, is I feel the background is a bit empty. You do have Null there,
100%,
which is like a good addition. If Null wasn't there, I feel like my score would be a lot lower. But I'm just gonna give this an 8.5 because I feel like he could have put something else in the background to really fill it up.
Mm-hmm.
As for the joke, I've never played Sacred Stones past like chapter 5, so I frankly I don't even know who this is. If not for Fire Emblem Heroes, so I'm gonna give this a 2 for funny because I think it's supposed to be funny, but I'm not too sure.
This one was drawn by Cinnamon Claus. Thank you, Cinnamon Claus, for your
I
submission.
gotta look up their stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
you know,
well
if you
done.
have commissions.
Let me see.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Roy!
I love the. I know, like Oni NG probably didn't do this first, but like the tiny face like tiny facial
Yeah.
features on the big canvas of a face is always funny to me. So yeah, this made me laugh. 7 in terms of funny, going out of order here. Technique, I think it's pretty well drawn. It looks like it was drawn with a mouse, so that's cool. But not accusing Cinnamon Claus, of course. But yeah, if you guys are gonna dock it for background, I personally don't care about that. I think Ellawood's well drawn here. Ninian is pretty decent too, so that's gonna be a 7.5 in terms of technique.
I like how I said. I love how Eliwood is built like a children's book character. He's just got all the features of it. I don't know how to describe this, but you have to understand that I know I'm right when I say that. And in terms of technique, I'm gonna give it a 7, I think. Eliwood is very anatomically correct. I love the like shading on the clothes and how it doesn't really reflect how clothes look when they crease. I love that. I dock a points because Ninian, the perspective on Ninian is like so fucked, but that's also why I'm giving it a 6 in terms of funny, because the perspective on Ninian is so fucked. It looks like she's been like pinned against the wall with the sword. It's very goofy, and I like goofy in my art. I gave it a 7 in funny and a 6 in technique.
All right. So yeah, I really like the whole children's book aesthetic, from like how they've drawn the face and also the coloring too. They have that same kind of like weird saturation level that children's books have, opposed to like anime. You know, the body proportions are drawn pretty well. Everything is pretty well placed for using a mouse on MS Paint. I like the attempts at adding detail to the clothes too. I also like how Ninian kind of looks like she's like floating in the air to me. It looks like the blood is like some kind of magical thing that's like pulling her up into the air.
It's dragon's blood. Dragon's blood floats people.
Yeah. Floats
Yeah.
people. Is that
very
canonical?
Yeah. It is now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, for technique, I'm gonna give it a 6.5. I feel like it's a solid 6.5 for me. For the funny, I really like the juxtaposition here from like the children's book aesthetic, and the fact that Ninian's fucking dead. So for that, just for that, I'm gonna give it an 8 in funny.
Yeah, I mean, I really like this. Down to just have like a whole series, like a comic series on. I'd read it. Like if everyone had like the face like Eliwood had, I'm down. I'd read it. Yeah, I mean, I think the art's really good. I really like the detail that they gave Durandal. I actually really like how they made the Durandal. From execution, I wish they kind of did like some kind of back, because it's like, is Ninian floating, or is she like? It's like from the perspective.
I see the perspective just fine. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
But,
no,
like,
no,
the
no,
way
no,
I
that's
see
fine, that's fine.
Eliwood's walking away from her body, like in a
Yeah.
diagonal direction. So she's like on the floor,
Yeah,
like walking away, like, oh man, I can't believe she's dead.
yeah. For execution, I'd give it a 7. For funny, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of Eliwood haha kill Ninian jokes, but I mean, it made me laugh. I'll also give it a 7. 2 7s.
2-7. Yeah.
The
And
classic.
yeah, this one was drawn by Steph Com. Thank you, Steph, for your
Yo, Steven! Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's big. Okay.
Ah.
Oh, no.
Boy.
Oh my god.
Ah.
Oh great, I'm first of this with the elephant in the room. The like starburst effect behind Oliver is really, really well done. I like how
Oh yeah, it should.
I like how the birds look like they came out of Gakuen Handsome. The use of expression here is really good. The Comic Sans is a plus. It really blends in with the whole this is an MS Paint aesthetic. In terms of funny, I give it like a 7 out of 10. I would have rated it higher, but I think I got a bit exhausted of the Oliver memes like 2 days after they had started. For technique, I'm giving this like an 8.5. Like actually no, a 9, like a full 9. I think it's good. It's not like Leon sipping coffee like good, but it's a really well drawn piece, and I'm a sucker for like sketchy outlines.
So I like the I like the confidence to go for like the sketchy lines here. On mouse, I feel like that's one of the best ways you can get something to like look a lot cleaner. I guess it's a weird thing where the messy lines makes the piece look better rather than worse in this case. And I also do like the use of different densities of lines, different sizes of lines too. I feel like there's a bit of a lack of shading here that could have probably added to the piece, but all in all, it's pretty nice. Not very nice on the eyes, but in terms of art, it's pretty nice. I'm gonna have to give it a solid 8. I feel like there could have been a bit more, but then again, this is fine the way it is. In terms of funny, I kind of feel like, this was for an MS Paint competition, right? This is kind of the low-hanging fruit to go to for in terms of MS Paint memes. For just originality, I'm gonna have to dock a couple points, but it's still funny. It's still got a reaction out of all of us, and at the end of the day, I think that's what matters. So I'm gonna give it a 7.
I really like Oliver's expression here. It's very reminiscent to like that video we watched, Dave, like the WarioWare. What is it like? Very reminiscent to that. I love like what they added to the wings. I love like the simple background. I guess like my only nitpick, or one of my only nitpicks, is I wish like maybe they added a little more detail to Race and Leanne, or maybe that's to be more funny. Maybe it's they made it more simple, for that effect. I'm biased. I gotta give this a 9 for execution. I just really like this art. For funny, I give it a 7.
Yeah, I think this is extremely well drawn. I love the style. I love the colors they chose. Oliver's anatomy is perfect for like. In terms of technique, I think this is a 9. I think it's great. And I really like how they drew Raisin and Leanne as well. Now, in terms of funniness, I've always hated Oliver. I've never found him funny. I always found the beauty memes cringe. But the thing that really makes this kind of funny for me is that Leanne and Raisin are like crying because of his beauty. They're like, "Oh my god, it's so beautiful." So that's kind of not my favorite Effie like lore meme, but I think Raisin and Leanne really sell this in terms of comedy. So 6.5 for funny.
Madam
Madama sticks.
Madama sticks underscore.
Madama sticks?
Yeah. It came out really nice.
It's really
Oh
good.
my god.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, but I don't know who this is.
All right. We got
Yeah.
Manny. We got Manny and Greg's mom.
I have no
Like,
clue.
I don't know who the characters were. Okay, it's gotta be.
Is the one on the right not like Muriel?
It is Muriel.
Muriel.
Alright, well, it's Rick and Muriel.
Rickon. Oh my god.
They submitted it as Rickon, but you couldn't be. As soon as I saw Rickon, I could immediately tell it's Muriel.
Oh my god.
This is horrible. In the best way possible.
Oh. All right, perfect. This one was drawn by Takes a Selfie.
Ah, my boy!
Wow.
Shout
Not
out
bad.
to Zelfie.
Yeah. Big in the Fire Emblem Cypher community. Thank you, Zelfie, for your submission. Okay.
It's gotta be Thracia, right? 'Cause the
Is
music
that
note.
Galz's?
It's Galzer.
It's so good.
That's really fun.
This is rough for me because I haven't played Thracia, and I know a little bit about Galzus. I know like the music note is a reference. Like, what is it? You make a move, and if you're lucky, you can just go again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also live under a rock, so this is supposed to be like a meme, right?
I don't
Is
know.
it really the?
I haven't-
Is it the rats? We're rats. We're the rats. Is that
Yeah, it's
supposed
like
to be?
some
Is that what it's
shady,
supposed to be?
point-click
Oh
adventure.
man. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go to the easy one first. In terms of funny, for me, this is like an 8 for me. I think it's simple, but like I haven't even played Thracia. I don't know much about Gals, and I still think that just this like image alone, like this paint, like it's funny to me. In terms of execution, I like the sword. I like the little band. This is tough because like I haven't really played third. I don't know much about the character, so it's like hard to like really rate.
Don't worry, Galzus has nothing to do with rats. I don't get the rat.
Okay. Well, in that case, 6.5.
I'm just gonna put it out there. So I think this deserves a solid 8 across the board. 8 in terms of technique, and it made me laugh because it's a rat, and it's supposed to be Galzus, and he's getting a movement star. So that's also an 8 in terms of comedy.
So in terms of technique, I'm probably gonna give it like a 7.5. It's a very well drawn rat, and I highly appreciate the use of the fucking shitty, terrible ass like MS Paint airbrush tool, because I mean everyone in school used that when they were doing MS Paint work, so it's a nostalgic feeling to see it represented in this. And I'm surprised it hasn't been used as much as like I'm surprised it hasn't been used enough already, because I figured that's just like the go-to funny MS Paint tool. Anyway, that's enough about comedy. I'm tired of being funny. I actually wasn't talking about the comedy just now. That was technique. Unfortunately, I have to be funny again. It's like an 8 in terms of funny.
It's like
I'm gonna take a guess here, but I like when someone just goes, I don't know how to draw people, so let's just draw a rat. You know, I'm gonna assume this person was like, you know, Fire Emblem has a lot of people, but I'm bad at drawing human beings, so I'm gonna draw a rat. And I also appreciate how they've managed to use the MS Paint airbrush, like Chaos pointed out, and made it actually look half decent. Like, it doesn't look horrible, which is impressive in and of itself. So for execution, I'm gonna have to give this a 7.5. For funny, since I really like the rat memes. Rat memes are pretty high on my list. It's also an 8 from me.
this was drawn by Rainbow Firebird. Thank you, Rainbow Firebird, for the submission. I really liked it. I could tell it was Galzus.
Right away.
Yeah, just immediately, you know.
Damn. Okay.
All right, we already know who this is.
You know, in terms when you said we're doing an MS Paint competition, I thought most of them would turn out like this. So like the meme execution, we would be like kind of joking with it.
Okay.
But compared to what we've seen, you know,
Okay.
I can't just grade it the same way.
Full
ahead.
clarity.
Yeah.
This person was like, I did this shit in fucking Snapchat. So it's even
Yeah,
worse than MS.
it looks like it was done in less than a minute, which is what the essence of this competition should have been about.
That's
Okay,
what I was hoping for. But people were like, I spent an hour and 30 minutes on this. Like, wow.
we're getting like fantastic art. We should be getting all art like this quality. So
This is what I was
it's
hoping
really
for.
it's really unfair. But I'm gonna give this a 2.5 in terms of execution. In terms of funny, I mean, I have the Elise on my soundboard during my streams. I think it's a funny moment in Fates, so gonna give that a 7.
In terms of execution, I'm gonna give it like a 3.5. I mean, the fact that it was shown on Snapchat is really interesting. I really appreciate every grain on the black background. You can tell this is taken with a camera and then drawn over. In terms of funny, I'm gonna be super generous and say 8.5 because it got a really good laugh out of me when it first showed up.
First of all, shout outs to Jay's majority of fans who don't own or have access to an actual PC. This person, whoever it is, I feel like you represent that group of Jay's audience, and for that, I have to give this execution a 4. In terms of funny, I feel like this was one of the best moments that came out of Fire Emblem Fates, as well as they've also combined the fact that Elise has cinnamon buns in her hair. So it's like a combo meme, you know? It's a combo funny, and those two funnies put together is a 7.5 from me.
Yeah, I really like how the cinnamon roll has the same design as her hair. I think that's funny. Really, really nice Siegfried. Looks really good. And I love the ramen spaghetti hair. Really good. It speaks to me. For execution, I think I honestly I'll give it a high 3.5, and for funny factor I'll give it a 7.5. I actually I did like the joke.
was also correctly guessed by chat. This is XXX Tactician.
Hell yeah.
Tactician.
I knew it.
Well done.
This would win.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right.
All right, we know this is Sigurd.
That's good.
All right, Lennople, start us off.
Right. So, judging this from the perspective that this is a quick MS Paint mouse drawing, and the fact that he's added grass. I like the addition of grass here, which is both nice thematically and lore accurate, as there was grass on that map, I do believe. I like everyone's expressions here.
Yeah.
I like Sigurd's giant gaping mouth. I love Arvis's like weird crooked smile, and then Deirdre's just like, this is okay. I'm chill. Hi. Execution gonna be a 6.
Geez.
Pretty good. The execution really is what carries it. I feel like it's bad, but it's bad to a point where it's good again. So honestly, credit to that. In terms of funny, I think this is absolutely hilarious. It's even more funny if you realize that Arvis kills Sigurd after the scene. So for that, I give it a 9.
Like Lennople said, I really like the addition of the grass on the left. It really adds to the whole picture, and I just love, Sigurd's expression. Oh, my wife! And then you got, Arvis over here. Fuck you, Sigurd. Like you can see him flipping all off. It's really good. I really like it. For the execution, it gets the point across. I'm gonna give it a 7. And for the funniness factor, I was gonna give it a 9. Just seeing Arvis's little middle finger, I gotta bump it up to a 9.5.
All right. So in terms of execution, 5.5. This looks like something I could draw. That means it's not great. But dude, like I don't know what it is. Like if I scrolled past this on Twitter, I wouldn't laugh that hard. But because it's like an art competition, dude, I'm actually tearing up. So that's a 10. Dude, his expression's so fucking funny. I'm just hearing a giant like he's gasping out of shock. Yeah, that's great. 10 out of 10 for funny.
My first thought was that Sigurd looks like a Simpsons character here.
Like a Futurama character. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Stole my wife, March.
Yeah.
I think this does also get a 10 in terms of funny for me. Like, this shit is so good. There's so many things happening, but like, even if you were to just remove all of the factors except for Sigurd, it would probably still rank really high, which is, I think, a big cause for giving it a 10 out of 10 in terms of funny. And in technique, like, I'll give it like a 5.5. These expressions aren't bad. Like, you have to try to make expressions look this wonky. You can't accidentally draw Arvis's smile like that, and like Sigurd's entire head shape and face, like, seem like they must have been made really meticulously despite looking so scruffy.
All right, this person wanted to stay anonymous, so yeah, this one's the only one that's not credited. But thank you for your submission. I really appreciate
Whoever
it.
did this, well done. Tears. Oh my god.
This is Johan and
That's
Johan
great.
Pierre.
Johan, dude. This is my boy.
You're
Brohan.
right. What the fuck?
Okay, is this who I think it is?
Dude, it's the best character. Dude, the best characters of before. All right, execution. I'll go with 1.5. Wait, but I'll go a little more in detail. I really respect the green block they gave. What's his name?
Javier.
I don't know the difference.
I don't remember. All I know, but the guy on the right, my boy Brohan, right,
Yeah.
best character. He carried me. I need to show you guys. He carried me in my FE4 playthrough.
Yeah.
Dude, he's the best character. I just love how they're like, dude. All right, I'm not gonna go into a rant here, but like, I love these characters. Man literally ditches his army just to get with funniness factor. I love these guys. I'm gonna give it an 8. This is funny as hell to me. I just played FE4, so this is fresh in my mind. This is funny as hell to me.
Wait, I just realized that Johan has a horse. I didn't
Yeah,
see
He's on the horse, dude. He's dude, it's funny as hell.
Geared up.
It's funny as hell.
Yeah. Execution 2. This looks like shit, but God, is it funny.
Funny.
And I overuse Pog. I think Pog is unironically funny. So,
Yeah.
so the fact that Johan's just a head on a horse and they're both like, Pogchep? Women Pogchep? That's a 8.5.
I feel like right off the bat, I have to give this the funniness of like probably 9.5 solely because I think my initial reaction to this is probably the hardest I've ever laughed on camera. I'm not a very loud laugher, but I fucking belted something out just now. In terms of technique, like I'm giving it like a 0.5 solely, but like it would be a 0, but like you can tell that there are specimens on the canvas, I think.
Alright. Just because that, for some reason, even though it's just a blob, that horse is recognizable. Just for that horse, it scores a 2 in execution for me. You don't have to answer this, but is this who I think it is?
You're right, it's Becco.
Yeah, I know.
Is it actually?
There's
Oh
only
my
one person.
god.
There's only one person I know who would write woman Pog
Oh
in
my
a
God.
JaeAIK contest, and that's Vecco. So for that, and the fact that this is hilarious, I'm giving it a 10. My first 10 out of 10.
Oh,
The
shit.
rare Lennople 10.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
damn.
I love Pop Team
It's
epic
that-
loot. In terms of like technique, I'm gonna give this like a 9 because as someone who recently, when I was doing like a Gartic phone session with some other like Fire Emblem YouTubers, I drew like Pretty and Elwyn Flyer in the art style of Pop Team Epic. That's just hard to get down. So whoever did this has done like a really good job, especially given that they're on a tool like MS Paint, which is really not as great for drawing these kinds of things. And also it still looks like loot. Like it's not like leaning too hard one way or the other, which is good. In terms of funny, I'm gonna give like a 5 solely because Pop Team Epic in of itself is funny, but there's not really a like humor to be had in this piece particularly.
For what it is, I think this is absolutely fantastic. I like that this is like the first kind of reference image where it's like they've drawn something in the style rather than just like copy and paste the character features onto like an already existing image. So this is obviously loot in the Pop Team Epic style and not like the other way around. And I really like the line work that they've done there, like how the outside line is thicker than the detail lines, and I like the little details. I like how the hands are done. I like how the feet are done. Everything is just done very, very well for an MS Paint mouse drawing. So I'm gonna give this a 9 for execution. I think I'm gonna have to go with the same thing KS said. It's funny because it's Pop Team Epic, but aside from that, there's not anything that makes me laugh at it. So I'm gonna give it a 5 for funny.
Yeah, I think it looks truly good, especially for MS Paint. I love the little details on the clothes and like the hair. Everything just looks really good. Like it's crazy that this was done on MS Paint. I don't know anything about the show, but in terms of like execution, I'll go with a 9 as well. For funny factor, I mean, it's got like the little cat mouth, but other than that, I mean, I don't know, like, I give it a 1. It's not really funny. I don't know anything about the show though.
I think I'm just going to echo what everybody else said. I know I gave a 10 to the Leon drinking the coffee. I think this is just as... I mean, that one was, like, impressive as well. Like, really impressive. But this is just... For an MS Paint drawing, this is incredible. So, 10. I'm going to match the scores. I've only seen, like, a couple Pop Team Epic skits. There was one really funny one with an alien, like, pretending to be a cat in this girl's house. And, like, he can't fool her. You should go watch that one. Go look up Pop Team Epic Alien. That's a funny one. But yeah, like everybody said, I don't laugh out loud just because of the style, so it's a 4.
Yeah, but this one is done by Yuki. For reference, Yuki actually does do art in MS Paint.
Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my god, Carla!
This is absolutely fantastic in execution. I like the shading done with the airbrush. I like how this is like one of our first completed pieces. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's the grass is green, the trees are green. There's a nice blue sky. The sun's doing something weird. You know, he's just
Oh my
he's just
god, I
there.
didn't even notice that.
um, there's a lot going on, and yeah, I'm not gonna talk about most of it. I'm just gonna give this nice man, an 8 out of 10, and hope that he leaves my doorstep and goes away. In terms of funny, this is pretty good. This is a solid 7.5. I think it's very funny.
Yo, Meat Canyon Barger. No, I'm just kidding. This I like this piece a lot. You got everything. You got the grass, you got the trees in the background. I didn't even notice the sun has a face. Really creepy. What are you gonna do later, Barger? You know, like I like the clouds. Rest in peace, Carla. That's the coffin's funny as hell. I feel bad for Fur a little bit.
Yeah, she's getting Attack
Yeah,
on Titan.
Dude,
Oh my god, it does look like a Titan. Jesus.
Bartray looks a little abstract.
Some
I mean,
artistic
but it's not
liberties.
bad. But it's not bad at all. Yeah, not at all. I'm gonna have to give the execution. You know what? For everything, like I'm gonna give the execution an 8. I like it.
Very impressive piece. I am kind of floored here. This person has to be an artist, just from like the way their stroke work is. I think it's really nice. Compared to the other Bartray, this one does have comedy factor. The other one was just, you know, like not you in the sauna. But this is really funny. I think in terms of execution, I'm gonna give this a 9. It's very well done, and it's just like a ridiculous scene. Just like Fur is fitting in Bartray's palm, and she's like, "I want out." You know, I think that's funny. So 8. Also, Bartray is packing heat.
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
Jeez.
Man,
I think as an art piece, it's like extremely well done. Like, I feel like this is like the kind of thing that would come if I actually drew something in like Clip Studio Paint and with my tablet. Like, I think I could possibly maybe make something slightly worse than this. So in terms of artistry, I'm gonna give it like a 10. I'm just gonna be bold about it. In terms of like the humor, I think I'm gonna give it like a 9 actually, because there, like I said, there's so much to take in here. Like, even just barring like the main part of Bartra, which is really funny. He's like got that, he stanced up like Nigel Thornberry. He's like got like fur in his hand. Like, even if you just look in other places, like the sun has like the freakiest fucking face ever. Carla's headstone, like she's got like big anime teddies on her tombstone. Like, there's so many small jokes in this picture that it's hard not to give it like a high rating, just because of how much thought was put into making sure this like fulfilled both categories.
Heroes, but this one was drawn by Crimbo Combo.
I know.
Yo!
Yeah, this one was by Crimbo. Hey, thank you,
good
Crimbo.
stuff, Grimbo.
Good job, Crimbo. That's
Look
Is
at
this
Closer.
supposed to be Kempf?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Kempf. It has to be Kempf. All right, Shot in the Dark. I really like the expressions. I like Chibi Kempf a lot. For execution, I mean, I don't know what else there's really to say. There's not, no color or anything like that, but that's fine. I mean, for execution, I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I really like Kemp's expression. As for the funny factor, again, I'm completely out of the loop. I don't know anything. I know next to nothing about Thracia. I don't know really any. I don't know if this is like, if it's a meme. Yeah, I live under a rock. I'm gonna give the funniness factor like a 2. I don't get it.
Well, I think even if there's no color, I think this is awesomely drawn. You could clearly tell it's drawn by a mouse, but it still looks really good.
Mhm.
So, 8.5 in terms of technique execution. I think they nailed a very unique style, and you could read the expressions very well. I think it's funny that Kemp is drinking piss because he's kind of a smug asshole, so he probably would drink his own piss. I don't know I don't get the caption, "She's so precious, stop," and the crying emoji face. So I'm gonna give it a 6.
I think like 8.5 for the artistry. I have such a soft spot for like MS Paint art that's like 1 pixel wide, like pencil, like drawn surprisingly well. Like, it's just such a specific niche style that is just appealing in a way that I don't know why. It's like, and maybe it's just because I'm a pixel artist, so I appreciate seeing all of the lovely little pixels one by one. In terms of funny, like, I'm gonna give it like a 6. I don't know what the joke is, but I know that there's a joke here, and it seems very like Zoomer leaning, like shitpost territory. And I've probably said dumber things and made dumber images in the past, so like I can't really fault it for having a joke that I don't understand.
So I want to come out and say that I think in terms of like skill wise for line art, this is probably some of the best line art that we've seen tonight. There's no color, there's no shading, there's nothing. I can't really give it anything higher than a 7, but I do think the line art is absolutely fantastic to have done this on a mouse. This takes some real skill. Good job to whoever did that. In terms of funny, this joke goes entirely over my head. I'm gonna give it a 4 in hopes that no one's mad at me for that. But yeah, there might be.
I think it's the Olin. I'm not 100% sure myself, but this one was drawn by G. Castellini, right? Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
That's funny. All right. Art style technique 4.5. But I think it's supposed to look like shit. Like that. That's
Wait, does that mean that Hannibal's shadow?
Is it supposed to be Sonic?
Yeah, it's like the box
I
art
just realized that's the
adventure.
Sonic Adventure.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, because he's the slow one. I get it. Oh man, that's a 9 in terms of funny.
I'm a bit of a Sonic fan, so this is a soft spot. Sonic Adventure is a game I've never played, by the way, so I'm a fake Sonic fan. But in terms of like the art, I give it like a 4. Yeah. It's like consistent with itself in some ways. Like the eyes, maybe they're copy pasted. I don't think they are. They're not. I just looked a little closer. The face looks like a face, so I can't fault it too much for like not being a high piece of art. They got the Sonic Adventure pose down to the best of their ability. In terms of humor, I'm gonna give it like an 8.5.
You know, I like this new technique that we haven't seen tonight, which is take an image from elsewhere and copy and paste it very low resolution into MS Paint. It's quite a fancy technique they've got going here. And I think the pose is really well done. So for that, I'm going to give it a 6 for execution. I think any kind of meme that references the blue hedgehog is a very haha funny moment. I'm going to give it an 8 on the funny scale.
He's the blue blur. It's funny as hell. It's just Arden as Sonic is just so funny. Yeah, for execution, you know, they got the fingers right. I'm pretty sure for the Sonic pose. I mean, I guess the art itself, yeah, I give it like a 4.
4.
I mean, it looks, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
it's Arden. I reckon it's Arden. As for the funniness factor, I gotta give it. I'll give it an 8. I love me some Sonic Adventure, and just seeing Arden as Sonic is funny as hell.
This one was done by Effie Paint.
Oh,
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah. Boom.
Oh my
Alright.
god.
Oh, boy.
All right, Bish.
Oh
Start us off.
my Despite the limited detail, oh, nah, what am I talking about? That's some great detail right there. I love, you know, I love Jafar doing his job. He's got the sniper rifle. I love his expression. Rip Lila. 1+. I don't really understand the what is it 2+1 shit. What is it? I'm not sure, but yeah, for the expression. Wait, is that it? Oh my god, does he? What is that? Does he have like a tattoo on his shoulder? What
Like
is
an
that?
anchor tattoo.
Is it an anchor tattoo? That's great. Yeah, just like Fire Emblem. Just, oh my god, that's funny. For execution, I'll go with the 6.5 for execution. And for funny, I give it a 9. I think this is funny as hell. I wasn't ready for Jafar carrying a sniper rifle, but here we are. Yeah, rip Lila.
Shitty on purpose, but awesome expressions. That's funny as hell. So, execution 5.5. I think you did a pretty good job with capturing MS Paint at its core. I keep repeating myself. I'm sorry, but I can only say the same thing too many times. Anyway, this is clearly a silencer joke, right? Because he has a silencer on the sniper rifle.
Ooh, I didn't even think
2
about
plus
that.
1 shit. I don't. Maybe there's something I'm missing here, but I don't know. Just Jafar with a shit-eating grin, like I'm gonna snipe the shit out of her. That's an 8. That's an 8 in terms of funny.
In terms of execution, like a 5.5. I mean, it's like not like well drawn in like a grand scale, but I think it's so specifically not well drawn that like it kind of circles back into like being be like an abstract piece. The expression work is good. The use of color is good. I like how Jafar's hair does not have like a black outline, and I like all the little details, like the little lines coming out of Jafar that I don't know what they are. Oh, he's hiding behind a wall. See, look, I'm understanding. And I don't know what 1 plus 1 means shit or 2 plus 1 means shit means, but maybe if like the artist is in chat or something, they can explain the joke when this segment is done. In terms of comedy, I mean, this is also kind of like a Fire Emblem joke. It's like I was expecting to see this kind of joke today, but I wasn't expecting to see it done as well as this. I'm gonna give it like a 7.
So I think most of what I could say has already been said here. So I'm gonna say in terms of execution, you could say that this is a hit, but get it? Because he's a gun and he's gonna kill someone.
It's been such a long night that's funny to me. God damn it, dude.
So yeah, execution. I'm gonna have to give it a 6. It does its job. In terms of funny, this is pretty funny. I'll give it an 8.
This one was drawn by Wet Melon.
Oh, really? Oh, that's funny.
And then he also ended up drawing a Sharingan onto Jafar. It's a little hard to see.
Really?
Yeah, but there is a Sharingan.
Yeah. That's great.
Like Arden. Oh, he's okay. The joke just dawned on me. He never leaves the castle.
He never leaves the castle.
He's just bored while everyone else is fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the whole composition's pretty great. Like the joke is pretty funny too. So in terms of technique, 7.5. I know I gave the last one a 7.5, and even though that one looks better in my opinion, this one, the whole picture kind of, I'm impressed by it. So there you go. It took me a while to get the joke that Arden's just guarding the castle. So yeah, that's gonna be a 7.5 in terms of humor as well.
The background is really, really well drawn. We haven't gotten a lot of like meticulously drawn out backgrounds. I think the last one we saw was the Bartra piece by CC. So I think that's worth giving a lot of praise to, especially because like, I don't know, there's just a lot going on in the image, but like it feels so complete. So I'm probably gonna give it like a 9 out of 10 in terms of technique, and in terms of comedy, I'm giving like a 7.
So I've said it once, I'll say it again. Whenever someone manages to draw like a complete background in MS Paint, you got like you've got even the wood texture and the brick texture in there too. That's impressive. That's a good amount of detail. I really like that. I think it's really well done. Not to mention the Arden is also done extremely well. You even got his like muscle definition on the armor, and the armor's got a bit of shine. So all in all, every little detail kind of here works together, and it looks really, really nice. So I'm going to give it a 9 for execution. I think in terms of funniness, this is pretty funny. It's also kind of elevated, where now we have this. Now we have our own little storyline here, where with the snails and all that. So for that, I think that scores bonus points for me, even though that probably has nothing to do with this piece, and it's just a coincidence. I don't care. I'm gonna give it a 7 for funny.
I mean, I really like the brickwork pattern in the background. I really like this B plot that's going on. You know, like whatever Noish is fighting that, like, you know, the barbarians prologue. Who cares? But the real important thing is you got Arden. right?
Yeah.
He's going against this snail, and that's I like that. I really do like that. I think Arden honestly like looks pretty good too. Like they got the face and like at first I was like, yeah, triangle eyes, but I'm like, oh yeah, right. That's kind of like what Arden has. But yeah, actually, I really like this piece. For execution, I'll give it an 8.5. There's just everything is there. Again, it's just I really like pieces where like there's no empty space, like everything is used. And for funny, I give it a 7. It's a joke a lot of people use, but I always think it's just funny. It's just like I like the use of chess and the snail here on this one.
All right.
Mhm.
This
Yeah.
one is by Professor Cigar. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. And congratulations to our winner, Cinnamon Claus with the Leon drawing, and the anonymous submission with the Sigurd one. But most importantly, once again, thank you everyone for submitting, and thank you everyone for making it to the end of this video. Be sure to check out my judges in the description. This has been JaeAIK, and I hope to see you guys next time. If you want to see the full VOD, be sure to check the description for that as well.